Time for our Northwestern Medicine Heart of the Lineup, home to the state's top-ranked heart and vascular program for 16 straight years by U.S. News and World Report. And Ian Happ in that top spot. Don't look now, but he's in some pretty elite company. Ian Happ, hot on the heels of friend of the program, Dexter Fowler, Rick Monday, and Fonzie. Alfonso Soriano.
I played with Fonzie when I was here.
Yeah, he was a problem.
You know what I mean? He was a problem, and, it could be 1-0 easily and early.
What do you swing, about a 36-inch bat?
Yeah, he really did. 36, 34. But you know what would happen, man? I'm saying he's grown to me in the leadoff spot. Well, I always think of leadoff spots as table setters, right? Guys gets on, steal a bag, get in scoring position. But Happ led the team in homers last year. So he's a luxury in the leadoff spot, and he's also a luxury if Council ever decides to put him back down in the 3 or 4 hole, right? Because he can do so many things. But when you think about getting in the box as a switch hitter, he has to work on both sides. But his eye has been so good. He can go 0-2 and not panic. And I think that's the one thing you look at a leadoff guy. Can you go 0-2 and not panic and still get yourself back into account and get
Quality
yourself a pitch and get on base and still do damage? We saw the laser go out the ballpark the other day, against Zach Gallen, who didn't have his best stuff. But when you think about the strike zone, it's what you can cover and feel comfortable about going up there every single at bat and kind of zoning in on what you like over the middle of the plate. Sometimes you might ambush. Sometimes you want to take a pitch. Depending on who's in the box, I think you got the right guy as far as not chasing as much and then going to put the ball in play. Well, that's what you want with what Happ has been able to do. So, he's grown into that leadoff role, and I think he's done a really good job.
You know what I want you to do right now?
What's that?
I want you to put your skipper cap on, man. I want you to make out a lineup. If you had a leadoff man, your ideal leadoff man, do you go with a guy who gets on base and drives up the pitch count, or do you go with a guy who, once he gets on base, he's an absolute problem? Chaotic nature on the base paths.
Chaotic nature. I will go chaotic nature because I've played with that my whole career.
Okay.
Jose Reyes, Luis Castillo's. I can go Devon White's. I can go with guys.
They speed everyone up a tick,
right? They're going to get on base and cause havoc on the base paths. What I've come accustomed to, or what I've seen lately, is it doesn't really matter with certain managers. But you said me, right? So if it was me, I would go with PC. I've been harping on that all along. And look, I'm not the manager. And Fred Council get paid the big bucks to make that lineup out every single day. But I will say this, if you on base and can steal a bag, get a guy over and get a sac fly, I think that's a luxury for pitchers to go out there 1-0, and feel good about that.
Who was the one leadoff hitter that you played against where off the top of the ball game, defensively, you were like, oh boy, if it's hit to me, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to make a play here.
Well, that was Luis Castillo.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And he was that dude back in the 90s for me.